Hey, what's up, you guys? Here to bring you another action figure review. And right here I have for you guys Azrael. Now, this is the Azrael from the Gotham TV show, which I do not watch that show, and I just refuse to watch that show. I'm just not interested in that show at all. So, yeah, just, take that in your pipe and smoke it. I guess it kind of has a split fan base where some people really got into the show and really love it. Excuse me, I drink a little bit of coffee. And then you have those fans who don't love it, and I'm one of those fans who just don't. As you guys know, who you view my channel regularly, you know that I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm a massive Batman fan. You have seen me reviewed like 100 Batman figures on this channel if you stuck with me this long. Big shout out to you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support, for your comments, for your likes, for your advice. It really means a lot to me. So I really, really, really greatly appreciate it. So I just wanted to send my love out to you guys. So, Mr. Azrael here, he's a really cool figure. I still plan on getting the Arkham Knight version because I kind of like that one a little better. But I found myself interested in this figure because I saw a couple of reviews of him on YouTube, and he came with some very intriguing accessories, which I'm about to get into a minute. So I'm just showing, what's going on in the background here with the other figures. You see Timothy Drake back there. I customized him a new cape, so I like what I did with that. Got Penguin back there. You got Oracle back there. You got Killer Croc right there. Waylon Jones. Of course, you got Batman. Got Commissioner Gordon over there. Got Damian Wayne, Robin. You got the Great Today, Shao Ghul. So, but this ain't about them. But I was just flashing them off. But this is about the man right here, Azrael. So, Mr. Azrael here is a very intriguing fellow. I did a little bit of research on him. I mean, I knew like a little bit about him, but I'll be honest, I mostly got hip on Azrael from the Arkham games. Now, this Azrael, like I said, he's not from the Arkham games. He's from the Gotham TV show. So I don't really know how they're doing him, but from the little bit of research I did online, his name is Jean-Paul Valley. He is a secret assassin for the Order of Saint Dumas. They're like a sick, twisted, religious, fanatic, secret organization who wants to purge, certain cities of sins. And purge means, they send their assassins out to kill them. Kind of think of it like that man over there, Ra's al Ghul. Think of the Order of Dumas like that man. So, but it's a different kind of organization. I guess it's a lot of similar. If you want to get technical about it, it's a lot of similarities between these two secret organizations. You got the League of Assassins, who they pretty much do the exact same thing. Ra's al Ghul is just a fanatic who wants to wipe out half the population in the world because it's he views it as corrupt, and just it's just the people who are that corrupt are just in their eyes they're irredeemable. So yeah, so basically the secret Order of Saint Dumas, it's just pretty much like that. It's it's not really by choice, from what I understand from the comic books. like Mr. Jean-Paul Valley here, he was actually kind of taken against as well, and he was uh, um, brainwashed into, becoming their assassin. So, Azrael is very highly skilled and trained, athletic. He was a scientist, actually. Little known fact there. He worked at one of the universities in Scientology, I think. And what I find intriguing is that he was completely unaware that he was, a secret assassin for, a secret, organization, who was just basically like the flip of a switch, however they can control him or whatever. I never read those comic books, but now I'm finding myself more intrigued, and now I actually do want to read those comic books. It's so many comic books, that I've never read, you guys. It's just ridiculous. Like, I've read a lot of comic books, but it's like you never have enough comic knowledge because it's just so much comic books in publication from all the way from the 1930s until now. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, I mean, basically, it's kind of a sad story, but the interesting part is that he eventually joins up with Batman. He realized that he was being used by the Sacred Order of Dumas, and he turns against him and joins Batman's crusade. And Azrael becomes a part of the Bat family, but he's kind of a wild card to me. He kind of reminds me, of the Red Hood. Like, since it's just kind of ingrained into him, from the Sacred Order of Saint Dumas, it's kind of like a defect. It's like, it's like Batman has to retrain him, like, not to kill. It's kind of like a Red Hood situation. It's kind of even like a Damian Wayne situation, which is, speaking of Damian Wayne, right over there. But it's kind of that same kind of situation as well, where it's like, Batman has to, set them straight. Like, look, if you're going to fight crime in my city, this is how you're going to do it. And if you don't, I'm going to take you down. And of course, Batman will, because, well, he's freaking Batman. So, yeah, Mr. Jean-Paul Valley here, he's a very interesting character. I've really liked what they've been doing with him in the Rebirth comic books. It's been very interesting, and he's still on Batman's team, but then, some other conflicting things kind of happen, and, I mean, like, he wasn't like a huge part of the story, but like, you definitely felt his presence. His presence was definitely felt. So, very interesting character. I mean, Batman has, like, all his characters are just freaking interesting. It's just is what it is. But yeah, I never watched the Gotham show, so I don't know what this version of Azrael is like from the Gotham show. I'm just going by what little research I did on the comic books. And the Azrael from Arkham Knight and Arkham City, I believe he was in too. I don't think he was in Arkham Asylum, but I do. No, he debuted in Arkham City. Yeah, pretty sure of it. Arkham City and then Arkham Knight. Now, that's a different Azrael. He goes by the name of Michael Lane, which I'm going to get that Azrael eventually. I don't know when, somewhere down the line, I'm going to get that Azrael figure. Because it's just so beautifully sculpted, and I really want that figure. So, yeah, so, Mr. Jean-Paul Valley here, his father was a part of the Order of Saint Dumas. Now, I don't know if his father was forced like he was and got brainwashed like he did, but, so that's the little tidbits that I know. So, with all that being said, let's get into the figure here. So, he's really a solid figure. I appreciate what they did here. He kind of got like a Dr. Doom kind of thing going on here. But I do greatly appreciate, what they did with the sculpting, detail on the hood and everything, all that nice detail. I really appreciate that. I actually like his mask too. You could see his, eyes, inside the mask. He has this weird, like, I guess to breathe, it kind of looks like a weird, mouthpiece down there. But I guess with him wearing the mask like this, it would kind of make sense. But he ain't got nothing in the nose, so I guess he's just breathing through his mouth. And you got the nice detail. I really appreciate this. When sculptors pay attention to detail with action figures, it's so important. It's very, very important. I wish every toy company would get that, but I will say this though, most toy companies are starting to finally realize that, because it's a lot of action figure toy reviewers in the world now. There's like, I don't know, maybe thousands of us, maybe millions, I don't know. But I really like the detail. So I love his cape. His cape is dope. I really like that. So you can see the, back detail design back there. You also see like his little armor plating going on there. You see the different colors and the material. You see the detail on his gloves, and he has a sheath with the sword. So you can definitely pull the sword out and put the sword in his hand, and you kind of gotta nudge it to get it in there. But yeah, you can get it in there, and he holds it pretty good. Like, it won't slip out or anything. Like, it's a little wobbly, or whatever, but he can definitely hold his sword, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. The nice details, and I really appreciate these details. So his shoulder pads do move, so it doesn't hinder the articulation too much, but it won't go all the way around. But the good news is, his shoulder pads are removable. Now mine got stuck in here, so I don't want to try to pry it off, because I'm fearing I might break the thing off, and then I won't be able to put the arm pads, back on and off. So I'm kind of terrified of that. But yes, his shoulder pads are removable. So if you want to just display them like now, I saw other reviewers, so theirs are not stuck like this. So don't worry, guys. Like, if these things are supposed to be stuck to the pad here. But mine, I don't know. I guess I got a defect, or whatever. But it doesn't bother me, so I'm fine with it. But yeah, these are supposed to be stuck to the pad. So when you take it off, you won't see these. You just see, this, and it will look pretty dope. I love the detail on his sword. His sword is popping. I don't know if this is a little paint splotch there, or whatever might be going on there. I don't like to nitpick too much, though. I'm still grateful. So anyway, the detail on this sword is fantastic. Kind of remind me of He-Man. I have the power. How many He-Man fans out there? Y'all let me know, because I'm a He-Man fan. Like, I grew up on He-Man, so come at me, bro. So yeah, just appreciate all the sculpt work. It's just fantastic. Like I said, the color of his cape is wonderful. I love how that, like black wash with the red just mixes in beautifully. And, like when you look at it from a distance, like, oh my God, it's just great. And you got a little bit of detail in there, nice design. So like, I never seen Gotham, but if his outfit looked this good in the show, maybe I might have missed out on something. I'm still not watching it though, but I'm just saying. You see the got the armor plate in here with the boots and everything there. He do got pec holes at the bottom of both feet. So just an outstanding figure. Then you got the hood here. Yeah, so, but there's more. So you could pop the head off very easily there. And he comes with a hood accessory. So it looked like, he's just folding his mask down. And you pop this head on here. Pop on very easily too. I like that because most of my figures, like, y'all be seeing me, like, I be struggling. So, it look like, it looks like a folded down hood piece. I really, really like that. That's really, a nice touch. I love when action figures do that. It's just so great. So you got that, and if you thought that was it, nope. There is definitely more accessories. So he has a broken piece of his sword, and look at the detail on this baby. This thing is fantastic. I love it. It's beautiful. I absolutely love this. So he has a broken off piece of, so I guess you could pretend like if he was fighting Batman or something, and then Batman used like, like his gauntlets or whatever and just like, chop the sword in half or, in pieces or whatever could happen. It could be whatever kind, you can use your imagination any way you want. So that's really nice. And nope, that ain't it. So then he comes with his suitcase as well. And guess what the suitcase has in it? So the suitcase, so the suitcase has a sword on the inside. It just fell out though. But it has like a shorter, the suitcase has this shorter sword right here. So he has two swords, well, 2.5 because he has a broken one. So he has two swords. This sword is a little bit smaller. So let me move him back a little bit. So let me move him to the side. So this sword you can put in here, and he can hold this sword too. But I'm just saying, like, if you just want to have him just have this sword in here, he already has his other sword in his other hand. He can hold this case here. It's a little tricky to get him to hold the damn case though. But like you can like try to fit it in his hand properly so he can hold it, and he can hold the case. You know what I'm saying? And he pops the the case open or whatever, and the sword fell out again. Takes the sword out, and bam, he has another sword. So you can take this sword out and put this sword in. Oh, his hand came off. And like so, he can hold that shorter sword as well, which he looks awesome holding that too. I kind of wish he had two gripping hands so he can hold both the swords at the same time. I feel like that would be so dope. But, it's all right. I guess he needed to have a open hand for the suitcase accessory, but they should have just gave him alternate hands, like that's the new norm now with action figures, so like Diamond Select, man, like y'all need to jump on that. No, actually they do it with other figures. Why they didn't do it for this figure, I don't understand. Sometimes toy companies do crazy things. So keeping with the subject of this suitcase and the sword, so the longer sword cannot fit in here, unfortunately. See, it can't fit because it's made for that shorter sword over there. So this cannot fit at all. So, but it's okay because while he's holding this sword, he could put this sword in his sheath. So how do you like that? You got one sword in the sheath, one sword in his hand. So even though, I kind of griped about him not having an alternate hand so he could hold both swords, I figured that would just be fantastic. But they didn't do that. But, it's all good. But, they did this. So, my thoughts on this figure is it's pretty solid. I mean, he's definitely worth a pickup. With all his accessories, everything that he comes with. I definitely got a good deal on him for eBay, practically a steal, because nobody was really paying attention to him, and I just swooped in and picked him up for like $11 and change. Like for a figure like this, he should be like in the $25 range and up. You know what I'm saying? But I swooped in and got him, and I'm very happy with that. It's, I think the seller was just selling him because they only wanted the diorama piece that came with him, which, it's nothing wrong with that. So they got the diorama piece that went for this Gotham Azrael, Wrath of the Villains. and they sold him off, and I'm very glad that they did, because I was able to pick up a very, very good figure. I like this figure a lot. When I first looked at him, I was like, do I really want this figure? Because I wanted the Arkham Knight Azrael. But since there are two different Azraels in the comic books, I'm going to still pick up that Arkham Knight Azrael eventually. So I'll have both Azraels in the Batman universe like it really is in the comic book. So that's just really awesome. So my advice, my thoughts on this figure is he is a great figure. He's really good. He has great articulation. Wait a minute. Did I even get into his articulation? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So anyway, even with the hood on, he has very good articulation. You know, he even has a little bit of head pivot in there. So when the elbow pads are off, definitely full range of motion, full 63. Yep, both arms. You probably couldn't tell this, but he has some ab workage here, so you can see that he got some mid-range here. So he has like a nice swivel in his waist and upper chest and lower. Yeah, so that's very cool. That's very nice. His legs go all the way out. He can do the splits fully. And he does have a twist in the upper thigh. It is a little tight though, but in this one, it barely wants to go. But yeah, so you got that, and he has I believe a single. Oh no, he has double jointed knees. I thought he had a single bit. No, it's doubly jointed knees. All right. For you articulated fanatics out there, I ain't one of them, but you know. So, and he does have ankle pivot, and his feet does go up about that much. It goes all the way down. Sexy. And he has ankle pivot. So, very good articulation as well. So, for you people who want a very nice, very nicely sculpted Azrael figure with articulation, you, my friend, are in luck, because he has very good articulation. His pieces are removable. Don't worry about these ball things up here. It's just my figure. Trust me. I've seen other people's Azraels, and these ball joints don't stay stuck like that. Mine are stuck, and I'm not going to F with them, because I don't want to, ruin my figure, and then I can't put the pads back on his shoulder. So I don't want that to happen. But this is a very good figure, very good pick up. And I say he is a very good pickup. I give him, if I'll start a number rating, I don't know if I'm going to continue this, but I say out of a 10 out of a 10, I give him a 9. I give him a 9. I probably would have gave him like a 9.5 or maybe a perfect 10 if he came with an alternate hand so he can hold both swords, because that would have just completed this figure completely. I love that he came with an unmasked head. He has a hood accessory to, so it's like he, folded his Azrael hood down. I like that. He has he has pretty good accessories. Excuse me. With the two swords, suitcase, a broken sword, 2 swords and a half. The sculpting on him is very, very good, very clean. And yeah, so if I was to rate him, I'd definitely give him a 9. This is a very good Azrael figure. I'm glad I was able to pick this up, even though I'm not a, fan of the Gotham show, but, to each their own. So I say he's definitely worth a pickup. This has been my review of the Diamond Select Azrael Wrath of Gotham figure line, or whatever this is. Definitely highly recommend him. Highly worth a pickup. Very, very, very nice. Very gorgeous figure. So, until next time, my comic comrades. See ya.